Everybody, so we have this question about 31, and 31 has the code is defining a class. It has two variables, x and z, and then it has a constructor function in it which takes an object self and x and z, two arguments, and self x is given the value of x, which comes, and self z also is given the value of z, and then it has a function called bar which prints anything. And if you see the indentation here, it the looks like the function this function is inside a function bar. And then I'm creating an object ft with this function within constructor. So I'm giving two values, 2 and 3, and I'm calling foo with value of 10 and bar as. So if I try to copy this code, I've copied this code into here. I have copied this code here, and if I try to save it and hit F5, it will definitely be errors. See, it says attribute error, function test object has no attribute called foo. So it says that the foo is not defined here, so it looks like that it's not in it. So what I can, if I have the indentation back here and save it, 5, then it runs with all the values 3 and 20, and value 3 is coming, the value 20 is coming from foo, because although it was called with the value 10 which came in here, but the value changed to 20 here, and that was printed. And for bar it is called 3. Bar doesn't take any value, but it prints the value of z, and z has the value of 3. So it in its actual form, which the study guide has, it will give you error unless we have these indentation here. Remove the indentation. So if you remove the indentation, it will come back here, but otherwise not. It does have a problem. So, and also if we see here, this function, the object which was created also has an indentation here. So in my code I don't have this. So if I try to give an indentation here, then and I have removed that extra indentation was here. If I had this, then I still will get an error. See, now it was the function test is not defined. The previously it was saying the object foo was not available because it had indentation, but now function test is not defined. So it says that after the indentation, this function test is not defined. So it is giving me an error. So those who were in this study guide found that in extra indentation and said that this code is giving error, that they were correct. And if you did it without the indentation, then I will say that this code was only giving you help about how to create classes and have the uh, global variables, and how to call the class, or make an object from a class and then call the function within a class. And then the next question we have is 38, which also is about classes. Here I am creating a class str test. I have str as one variable, global variable, which has a value jumping in it, and then I'm creating one constructor, and then I have another function which is just saying do output, means print, and it prints the first character in the string. So x0, so 0 will be j or u, and j is 0 and u is 1, m is 2, so on. But I'm creating I'm creating an object with that class, and I'm giving the value w here, because you see my constructor takes at least one variable. So I have to give one variable here, and I am giving instead of this string I'm giving them another string which is just has one character W, and then I'm also calling output, and output also takes one variable, so we are giving it W and W0, and in this string x0 means the zeroth value on this string is W itself, because this string has only one index and it will start from 0. So if I just copy this, and instead of running in idle, I will say I will run it in here in Python visualizer. So I'm using Python 3, not 2.7, so I'm using Python 3. And if I just say visualize, and I can, instead of step by step, I'll just go for last. It does run and it print out W. It is not giving me any error. And you can also see here I do not have any indentation, extra indentation here. So I can even, just for sake of testing, I can run it in here in Python. Says prints W here, and I have no indentation, and in the study guide I also don't have any indentation. So this function was not supposed to fail, but it should print out the value W. And if we have the indentation, extra indentation here, or I can, if I say, just for testing, let's see, we remove this W and try to save and try to run. You can see it, so I will close it and I'll run it again. Yeah, so now it's saying that, now it's giving me error, and it's saying that the init function is missing one required positional argument str. So it says that in the code my init, which is constructor, is taking at least one variable str, and when I call my object, when I try to create my object, I did not give any values here. So if I remove this W, and I have the W here, let's see what happens here. I still get value, but the function's error message is different. Error message is saying that do output, which is a function, my do output missing one required position argument, which is x. So it says that I wanted to have x, but x was not given, and I can say here, if I say I give another value instead of W, less, and if I hit F5 now, I get H. So in my do output, when I call do output, I gave a string value hello, and the zeroth character is H. So H is on index 0, so that will be printed. So that was all about both the functions and both the questions, the 31 and 38. So 31 was failing because it has indentation errors. 31 has indentation errors. If I just take these two values and have the indentation a little bit back, it should not give me any values. It should not, but numbering also got, but anyway. So if I remove this indentation, then it will not have any error. But if I have in this exactly this format, it does have any error, because the foo is indented a little bit more, and otherwise it should run. But the only thing was that which value will be printed. It will not print 10. If it is correctly running, it will print self x5 for when foo is called, and it will print 5. And same for 38. 38 is correctly running. It does not have any error. The only thing we were checking is that I am giving a value here as W, but actually my str has jumping, so which value will print it? So because I'm calling with W, W will come here in X and it will be printed. So if you see here, when I called FT, my str became w. It does not have more value like jumping, which was originally in the my class object. But that for object, the ft object, so you see this ft is pointing to w, while the str test, which is the original class, it is pointing to str is jumping. So that's the only thing which was in this uh, code. So hopefully it helped and solved the problem. So if you still have any question, let me know. Thanks.